Hey, welcome back to another vlog. My name's Ronnie Owen. This week I'm going to be talking about the ability that God's gifted you with and trusting in that ability. I think there's a lot of people that are not being used by God for whatever reason. But I think one of those reasons is just not trusting in the Lord and that their ability is good enough. 1 Corinthians 1:27 through 1:28 says, "But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. And God chose what is low and despised in the world, even things that are not, to bring to things that are." As I was studying this, a phrase came to my mind. It's not about ability, but it's about obedience. And I want that to be kind of the main theme of this video. It's not about your ability, but it's about your obedience. Just think about God bringing out the weak and the foolish in this verse and showing how he can use them. I would think whoever is watching this is at the very least weak and foolish. I would hope to think that you would consider yourself better than that. And if you do, God can use you. And if you don't, well, you're still in luck because God can use you. Sometimes we hold back out of fear of failure. But the fact is that failure is a part of life. And, there's many teachings out there on failure, and you have to get out there and try. And a lot of it's true. You see any successful person in life, and you see a person that has failed a lot. So don't be afraid of failure. It's a part of the process. Another thing is we look at others' life and their success and compare it to ours. And that's not a good thing. Unless you want to gain wisdom from someone else's situation or godly counsel, that's okay. But to look and compare what other people are doing to your life as if that's, you're measuring it to your own measure of success and something you want to build up to, you need to look to be holding yourself up to God's standards and what he has for you specifically for your life, and quit chasing after what other people may have. But rejoice in your own ability that God's given you. Job 34:19 says, "Who shows no partiality to princes, nor regards the rich more than the poor, for they are all the work of his hands." So God's not waiting for you to get rich. God's not waiting for you to get better at what you do. But he shows no partiality in that. He wants to use you where you stand today. Psalm 8 verse 2 says, "Out of the mouth of babies and infants you have established strength because of your foes, to still the enemy and the avenger." I used to hear this verse growing up, and I used to think, oh, this is really nice. I never really understood it to its fullest until I had kids. And, if God would use kids, how much more can he use you? My own kids are a great example. I have a 4-year-old daughter who, when she talks to me, it's an unfiltered word. Whatever she tells me, there's no fear of my opinion. There's no fear of failure. There's no fear of anything. She just tells me exactly how she feels and what's going on. And many times God uses her in my own personal life to speak great things. So this verse has become more of a reality to me in this stage of my life. And I just want to remind you, most people see in this video are probably not kids, and God can use you. Isaiah 26:5 says, For he has humbled the inhabitants of the height, the lofty city. He lays it low to the ground and casts it to the dust." The reason why I'm reading this verse is because I want you to not be so concerned with climbing the promotional ladder in life, because as quickly as you climb it, you can fall to the ground. If you're in God's plan and God's will, be looking to seek after God's will for your life. And there's safety in that. I'll end it with this. Bob Bumgarner is a man who spoke at my church a few months ago, and he said, "You may have one thing to offer, but it may be the one thing that cuts off the giant's head." And it's a very powerful statement. Trust in that ability that God's given you. Even if it's one thing and you think it's not important, at the right time, God will use you and lift you up. Trust in that ability. Don't wait for yourself to get rich. Don't wait for yourself to get perfect. But where you stand today, God can use you. and just walk in that. Check out my other vlogs if you have time, and see you soon. God bless.